2% tax.
Overtakes the
Don't burden.
It's not just wrong by his views that Mnangagwa must be given a chance.
Okay.
He is wrong as he was wrong by that President Chamisa is going to give an offer
which he wouldn't refuse. Yes.
He's wrong as he was wrong by that Simba Makoni would make the president of this country. He's wrong as he was wrong.
That Nkosana Moyo
is the best political leader to take this country forward.
Oh yes.
He's wrong as he was wrong about joining the advisory committee of the new dispensation.
The park.
He's wrong as he was wrong that the Zimbabwean dollar, brother, now is the best, not the US dollar. I saw him yesterday visiting the
American embassy in Blufffield.
I was wrong. As he's wrong today about these submissions about
Advocate Chamisa.
Look, Chamisa does not represent himself. And I can tell you, Trevor Nube can engage. You can't make a judgment of someone. I think he's got a show.
What he calls the conversation.
Invite the president, engage him. Because the personal hatred for a person cannot translate to the lack of ideas, programs, vision, and strategy in an institution. Because this is the institution. Let me give you, brother, I've given you the litany chronological
of Trevor Nue's aberrations.
That you can make qualitatively and quantitatively my submissions to make a judgment.
Yes.
Whether he's right or wrong about these submissions.
Yes.
Yes, I've given you the litany chronological of his wrong political judgments. But let me go, brother, now.
Yes.
For the purpose of the people of Zimbabwe,
yes,
they are not vulnerable to the people who are historical.
Yes.
People who give half-baked intellectual submissions to the political market in this country. We went to school.
Yes.
Part of our job as organic intellectual thought leaders.
As products of the Society of Modern Scientific Thought.
By these people.
Yes.
Trevor Nube, brother, now.
Yes.
Besides even inviting President Chamisa, like he has done with any other leader in society, you would have said, what is the history of the man? This is the man who was youngest serving cabinet minister under Robert Mugabe. This is the man that is on newspaper conducting public voting process of the best minister was given an award 2 times. And the best minister of ICT. We are actually sitting in this days, brother, a beneficiary of the progressive policies.
Yeah.
Because I really want to talk about issues.
Yeah.
What are the policies that President Chamisa introduced as the Minister of Finance? This is what we are benefiting from. The internet is accessible to everyone.
Everyone has a cell phone.
Everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has got an access to startups, which were expensive in equivalent to
12 million Zimbabweans are on WhatsApp.
When high school, internet penetration in this country, WhatsApp penetration are statistics, data, numbers that reflect the progress in the Ministry of ICT. But not only that, we want to talk about the people, brother, now, who are in the alternative.
Who surround the advocate.
What was the success of the government for national unity? Was it not because of the contribution of Professor Oshman?
When he was Minister of Industry.
Contribution of Comrade Wanachi Tendai.
When he was Minister of Finance.
Was it not the contribution of people like Mangom? Was it not the contribution of the people who are in the alternative? Running the government. Mugabe found sleep. Mugabe, even in his own admission, could tell that these are the best people.
He characterized Nelson Chamisa as a supersonic minister. Can you wrap up your submission? Yes.
Can you say there's deficiency?
No.
If you look at people like ourselves,
we are products
of the alternative.
Yes.
Born and bred from organic struggles
in Chabala.
Yes. Can we say, brother Mlam, can we conclude that there is deficiency of ideas?
No.
As I conclude, brother Mlam,
we
introduced in our previous movement, smart cities, smart agriculture. What did the government do? If we not been the provision of ideas in this government, the only problem is that they can't implement the ideas that we've said. We talked about smart roads. We talked about bullet trains. We talked about
spaghetti roads.
Spaghetti roads. They said it's a dream, but that's what they're talking about now. That's what they are trying to do. Smart cities. That's what Julemo is trying to do in council. They can't implement what they don't have the capacity. They can't implement what they don't have the ideological and moral compass. They don't have the commitment. They are not authentic. They are not genuine, the men and women in Zambia. But they accept, they acknowledge. Trevor Nube is not engaged, brother Blam. The content of our submission.
He has engaged a persona, not the content.
The person is also the brother Blam.
Yes.
He's leading a generation.
Yes.
He is like any other history leader that has been created to lead a particular historic struggle. What is President Chamisa leading? He's leading the transformation struggle. He's leading a generation whose idea, whose time the ideas come. That is the generation that advocates.
So in short, after giving us a litany of wrongs, he is wrong. Thank you so much, Comrade Ostallos. You have actually exposed no, thank you so much. You have actually exposed the intellectual laziness on the part of the article that Mr. Ngwe released, which has brought so much debate in our body politic, in the streets of Twitter and Facebook. But we have, quite frankly, as you have said, that your movement is not a movement bereft of ideas. You are for a democratic developmental state anchored on the values of justice, solidarity, and freedom. You have clearly indicated that which is in the constitution of Zimbabwe, you are going to make the constitution a living reality. Constitutionalism vis-a-vis constitutionality. I'm just summarizing your presentation. You told us, Comrade Ostallos, about the strong institutions, political and economic, that you intend to create so that we have $100 billion economy, so that we have a genuine democratic developmental state that is consensus-driven, that is embedded within society, and that is autonomous from the influences of global capital and domestic capitalists. You also told us about the reformation of the tax code that you are proposing, that you are going to reform the tax policies of this country to ensure that the taxation system or the burden of taxation, according to Section 298 of the Zimbabwean Constitution, is shared fairly amongst all citizens. But more importantly, in subsection B or C of Section 298, that revenue raised from taxation should be used for the development of Zimbabwe, which leads to the issues around devolution, which leads to the issues around prudent management of our public finances. Comrade Ostallos, I would love to give you final parting shots before I wrap up the tete-a-tete. What are your parting shots to the people of Zimbabwe? Voter registration, youth engagement in civic affairs, youth vote, the importance of organizing, resisting, and defending. In 2 minutes, Comrade Ostallos.
Thank you very much. Fellow Zimbabweans, I thank you for listening to this program. We thank every young person for showing. The question that I will ask as I conclude, is your name on the voters' roll? Because the future of this country is on the ballot. The future of our own children is on the ballot. Let's register to vote. Let's make sure that Zimbabwean people across the entire cosmos come back home and vote. This is where our future is led by Advocate Nelson Chamisa. With love and solidarity, I thank you.
Thank you so much, Comrade Ostallos, for joining us on the show. As usual, we cross-pollinated ideas. Fellow Zimbabweans, fellow Africans, fellow world citizens, this has been an episode of the Tete-a-Tete after 3 or so months. So forgive us for making it so long. There are a lot of issues that we wanted to deliberate on. Why we are calling for a democratic developmental state, which makes sure that the state is at the center of economic management. Why we are dismissing neoliberalism as a policy or an ideological framework that works for the few instead of the many. But more importantly, we heard from the alternative deputy spokesperson that we should all go and register to vote. Fellow citizens, allow me to say thank you so much for joining us on the show. Please comment in the comment section. We are more pleased to have those who disagree with us to comment so that we continue to have robust and engaging debates. Long live King Bulelani Lobengula Kamziligazi. Thank you so much. Aluta continua. Dignidad comandante, eventualidad demoradas. Asante sana. Long live Wamba Diawamba. I thank you.
Vanambuya nana sekuru kumamisha nehama dzose dzisati dzaziva ndine shoko guru randinoda kubudzai Nelson Chamisa wave nebato itsva iri danho rakatorwa mushure mekunge paonekwa kuti zita reMDC rakange rasvibiswa nemhandu ngonzo rako michina nakupe nevamwe. Saka kana mave kuzoenda kunovhota munofanira kucherekedza kwazvo chiso chaChamisa nemasi matatu pamwe neruvara rwemabhanana. Votera Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, Voterai paruvara rwemabanana. Voterai Nelson Chamisa. Voterai pamasi matatu.